everyone, it's Karen Baker and I'm here today to talk about a new launch from Tonic Studios called card sleeves. As most of you will have a good idea of what a card sleeve is, it's simply a way of creatively wrapping a design around the outside of your card. But Tonic Studios, being themselves as really creative designers, they've come up with beautiful designs that can be used for more than just card sleeves. So all I'm going to do is run through some ideas, show you the actual designs themselves, and you'll be able to have a little look and see what's coming up. So the designs that they have brought out are the following. This one here is called the flower embellishment die. Now what I've done is I've left some in situ, I've put some out so that you can have a look. This is the inside. There'll obviously be an edge that's going to be cut in that's going to give you your card sleeve. This one here is the flower embellishment. The next one is the heart embellishment. I'm going to try and lift it up so you can see. And this bit here is either way you're going to wrap around the card, or you can actually do it so that you can actually put it at the element of the card actually goes in there, and it will just wrap around and be part of the card as opposed to a part that you remove. So that one is the heart embellishment. Next up, this is probably the front runner for one of my favorites. This is the dazzling droplets design. Okay, I'll show you this in a bit more detail. So I'm just trying to get some of the details so you can see. Absolutely gorgeous. These bits obviously come out. Just push this one out. Try and do this. There you are. So you can see really intricate designs. The next one is going to be the rose. Okay, let me just see if I can find something to put on the back. There we are. Get this. Okay, there you go. That's the rose. Beautiful. That's one of the largest designs. So that's going to be the focal point. You're not going to need to add much more to that, but obviously you can go to town with colouring and paper piecing, lots of different ways of making that your own. And the last one is, well, next to last one rather, is the heart. See there? Gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, so you've got the heart. And the final one is the dahlia. And this one you can see there. Okay, so those are the designs. Now the way it works is you're going to get several dies. Let me just try and bring these over for you. Right, so you're going to have the outside die is going to be the one that will cut out. Now if you're going to do it as a standard wrap, you're going to get a piece. This is just an A4 piece of cardstock, and the dies don't cut completely. It's hard to see here, but you can just, there you are, you can just see there's a score line there. So you're going to end up with the outer part cut out, and then you can extend it as far as you want. The score line will simply mean that you can fold it like that, and that's going to wrap around the outside of your card. If you wanted to just add it to the front, obviously you can trim it there. If you want to tuck it round the front layer so it's not going around the back but it's staying on the front, you can just pop that and cut that down and pop that behind whatever layer you're going to put behind. So then you've got the inner parts of it. Okay, let me just try and bring this together. So that's the basic bit. This is the inner, the detail, like this, and there is also an extra element that you can use as, what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to use that as the outer part, so it's going to give you like a frame. So that is the idea behind the card sleeves, and obviously that's going to tuck behind like that, and you can either I'll show you how I've done it in another one. You can either adhere them together with just a little bit of tape, or put a piece of cardboard so it covers all the back. If you wanted, you could cut this down so that you've got the larger width on the front, and then if you cut it in a V and put a smaller amount, then you don't have to use quite so much cardstock on the back. But the choices are endless with these. I've cut that out of cardstock. You can see how intricate that is looking. I've used my Tonic Tangerine. If you wanted to cut it out into another material, you can see I've cut this out here in vellum, which looks really beautiful, very, very delicate. So onto the sorts of projects I've been making with it. We'll start off with the basic idea, which is the card sleeve. You can see here I've created this card. Now this could be for a party invite, it could be for a wedding. I've tried to keep it fairly neutral to give you an idea of where you could go with it. You can see from the back I've added the colour to match the cardstock on the front, and if I just put this off like this, you're just going to pull it off and that's your sleeve. Okay, so it just means it's a really nice way of introducing an invite, or just the card if you're going to put a birthday greeting inside. I think if I was doing this, I would make sure that I'd got a little bit more of a design on the inside, otherwise it's going to look really plain when you open your card up. But obviously those are design decisions that you can make. So that's what I've done there. On the inside, I've just put a vellum layer. So you've got some of the pattern of the paper that you've chosen for the front. That's just going to come through and gives it a really lovely effect. I've added this Celebrate die, which I know some of you will have got, the sentiment strips. This is a great one for lots and lots of occasions. And then I've just added in some of the Nouveau light gold sequins, but you could add in Nouveau drops. There are lots of ways that you could create some little detail onto your card. So that's the basic idea behind the card wraps. They will do A5 cards. They've been designed for A5s, but you can see here they're perfectly at home with, I've actually put it on the wrong way. There we go, it goes on that way. They are perfectly at home with square cards. It doesn't need to be one particular design, there we go, or particular shape. So that's the basic card that we're looking at. Now the next thing that I've done is taken some of the inner elements rather than using the outside, and I've created a little crown. Okay, so this here, if I put the right way up, this could be a crown for a dressing up box for a party. I mean, it's got sort of unicorn type colours. These would be lovely as party favours. At the moment, it is quite flimsy. All I've done is I've just stuck 4 of the inner layers together. So if I get the inside die, if I can find it. Okay, here's the dies. I've just cut out 4 of those inner ones, and then I've just matched up the edges. You're not going to have a perfect match, but I think that actually adds to the detail. It's really beautiful that way. And then all I've done is I've cut out, let me just bring these bits here. So the colours that I've used are Silky Sky, the mirror card, the embossed cards, some of the luxury range, that's in Golden Mosaic, and also the Tonic Studios glitter card, which is going to play havoc with the screen, and that's in Opulent Orchid. So I've just used those 3 colours, and then I've just cut them out. And if you have a little look here, you can see it's really easy to snip off individual elements, and then I've just attached them with a little bit of glue, and then just added some of the little flowers, just trimmed those out, and then added a little bit of Nouveau drops. This one is Blue Lagoon. If you wanted to make it a little bit more substantial, you could do it several ways. You could either do a few more layers of cardstock and stick them together, but the easiest way would just be to get a band of acetate, and then you could put that around the inside, and that would mean that it would just be a bit more substantial, and it would just hold up as the person is using it, or wearing it rather. If you wanted to create an adult version, nice and easy, you could just add another couple of layers of the inner design and stick them together. You probably want about 5 or 6, depending on how big your head is. But it's also worth mentioning here, some of the designs that actually come out are really, really beautiful. Now this one has just come out of the middle. See if I can find it. There we go. So that's an inner part, but you can imagine those corners on cards. You can imagine them as a little repeated pattern. There are lots of ways of using the inside, so don't ever chuck all the insides away, because some of them you can use for cards. So that's our little crown. The beads would be great for hen parties, birthdays, all sorts of different occasions, but just gives you an idea of what else you could do with it. And the third idea I was going to bring to you is this one here. This is going to be a little bit challenging to see. Okay, this is what I call a chandelier card. And very, very simple. I have used the inside of the heart embellishment die. And I've just cut it out as normal, again using the cardstock that I showed you before, so using the Silky Sky mirror card. Now this time I've done something a little bit different. So let me just bring these across. I've got a piece of acetate. Tonic sells some really, really substantial acetate, which is great for these kinds of cards. And all I've done is I have measured the distance of the actual cutout design. So I've made sure that's the same width so that can stick on. And then if you're going to stick this on, I mean, I actually used wet adhesive for this because I'd run out of double-sided sticky tape. But if you've got double-sided adhesive, and particularly the sheets that Tonic sells, if you cut them out with those, it makes it really, really easy to stick onto something like acetate. So once I'd stuck that on, all I would do then is put some double-sided tape, some nice and strong adhesive on the inside. So I've folded it. Acetate is really nice and easy to fold, and then remove those. And all I would do is I would get my piece of cardstock or paper, whatever I'm going to use, take the backing off one side, stick that there, and then take the backing off this one, and then you're going to stick it. But as you stick it, it's going to create a domed effect like that. Yeah, I can hear you saying that's not going to fit into a standard envelope. No, it won't. The beauty of this acetate will be that you can actually squish it slightly. So you could squish it in the middle. I'll show you this one here. It will bend down, but you're going to need some sort of a box card to send it. To make the hearts, all I've done is cut out some of the hearts in the red cardstock, and I've sandwiched 2 hearts onto a piece of thread. And then all I've done is I've just stuck them onto the back. I don't know if you can see here, just about stuck them onto the back with another piece. So I've cut out a piece of white card using this design, and then trimmed out the hearts and then sandwiched them between. So I've actually got little white hearts stuck in the middle. It just means it makes these quite secure. So those are my 3 ideas. These card sleeves, I know you're going to do amazing things with them, but this just gives you a quick idea of 3 quick and easy ways of making the card sleeves into something a little bit different. I hope you'll enjoy using these card sleeves. We can't wait to see what you make with them. Don't forget to tag Tonic with your makes, or come and post them on the Tonic Facebook page, and we will look forward to seeing the creative ways that you're going to use the new Tonic Studios card sleeves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.